Good evening to one and all present here. I am the Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Subhashini, and it is my pleasure to welcome you all to meeting number 293 of the Amrita Toastmasters Club. Here at our club, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. Before we begin, I request everyone to keep your mobile phones switched off or on mute. According to TI guidelines, it is better that we do not discuss sex, religion, or politics, and no mentions of the institution, especially in a negative light. Um, as this is an online meeting, please try to keep your videos on as much as possible so that the meeting is interactive and fun. While there's a speaker speaking, do not spam the chat box, especially a prepared speaker. And with please no eating or drinking besides water during the meeting. With that, I'd like to pass over control to the presiding officer, our president, Toastmaster Roshni.
Thank you, Toastmaster Subhashini. Am I audible?
You're audible.
I request everybody who is in a good position, fully clothed, in appropriate background to turn on their videos, if that's okay, so that we can have a good experience. Okay, I see only clothed people. So far, so good. Okay. And I hope the rest of you will turn on the video once you grab something to wear that's presentable. I know we are all at the comfort of our homes and everything is unnecessary. Internet is the only thing that's necessary, right? People who think internet is absolutely necessary, give me a thumbs up. If you don't give a thumbs up, I'll request your parents to cut out internet and see how you survive till the tomorrow's meeting. Okay, yeah, cool. So, how many of you here absolutely hate reading books? Okay, I see one hand, and I see Shanmugam. Yeah, uh, I think only two people. Okay, I'm pretty sure these guys who hate the books because they read one book that made them hate books. So, including them and the people who love to read books, drop one book in the chat box so that people can get to know some other genre they might already not know. Share one book's title along with its author if it's possible in the chat box so that we can have something to look back in this meeting. Oh, I mean now. And no judgments. The book geeks who are like too straightforward or are open, just don't judge people if if the book that they're putting you think is basic. Basic books have lots of values also. Okay, so how many books are there in the chat box? It's okay, Damini. If you don't remember the author, just drop the book. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, is that actually a book? Okay, that's why we wanted author. The book thief heard of.
It is a real book. I
Okay,
can confirm.
okay, I'll try it. R 2020 can't hurt me. Catch 2022. Now I can relate all of you to one book. Harry Potter. Okay. Okay, cool. I hope all of you did. The people who are still thinking, keep thinking. And yeah, we have around 4 prepared speakers today. And I think people are books. I thought, why is ATC becoming so taxing? what did I lose? Because ATC was the fun part of my university life. What did it happen? Then I remembered, oh my God, you stopped being a member. You started being somebody's with plans, organization, doing role. But then I forgot to be a member. But then I thought, why did I like being a member? I liked coming to the club, looking at different people who are not necessarily my classmates and getting to talk with them, seeing they're all kind people. At least they have to pretend to be kind. Hopefully, they didn't pretend. So, just different people being different books, them having their anger or sadness or happiness, enthusiasm, everything was something new to take from, to neutralize myself with. Okay, there was no noise. That wasn't my pet cat Biscuit. So, yeah, I'm so interested to have four prepared speakers today to tell definitely some story that's at least in the slightest way related to their personal life. So I'm just trying on that. And yeah, I can't wait to listen to those four stories and to get more in my bucket. With that, I hope you guys all had a good time so far. If you didn't, let this meeting be the point where it turns around and you start having a good day and become an angel to all the people around you and to yourself. With that, I would like to pass on the control to General Evaluator. Thank you, Toastmaster Roshni. Now, hello everybody. I hope there are no guests in the meeting. That's clear. So, okay. So today's meeting is not a regular meeting. The format is different. It's called a prepared speech marathon. So we won't have the table topic session, although you can feel free to have the fun that you can. And the speakers. We have four
Roshni, there are a few guests. I think 2, 3 of
We
them.
have Shanmugam in the meeting.
And Drishik, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, I just knew them, so I didn't feel the need to introduce them. But sure, we can go ahead. Control back to the president. Guest Shanmugam, please introduce yourself and tell us something interesting. Clearly, we are all too bored to be in our houses.
Yeah, I'm Shanmugam. Uh, should I introduce myself, please?
You have
If
to.
my
You have to
secretary
now.
thinks so.
Please, please. This part is the best traumatizing part of the meeting.
You see
always.
why I became a member now. This traumatized.
It is traumatizing, indeed. I'll go after Dushik.
Yeah, is that fine? Can I introduce myself? Is that okay?
Yes, Drishik, please introduce yourself and tell us
Hi.
something that's interesting or weird, something that we can remember.
Okay, I'm at home, so there's nothing interesting going on, but I'll give you the gist of my day today. Hi guys, my name is Drishik, and the most interesting thing I did was cut off my learners class for getting a license to attend this meeting. So you all should feel very special. Yeah.
We feel very special. And I feel united with you in this one element where I didn't go jogging today. My 6K run is waiting for you, for me, but ATC,
Tragic.
this is for you. They're showing up. And now, thank you, guest Drishik. Now, guest Shanmugam. I see you're still in the meeting. Please tell us something interesting that we can remember.
Interesting for remember. I think all my speeches are interesting, but the part where I mentioned lion, so I am gonna probably, if the luck meets, I am gonna meet a lion on a near end of the April. So the people who remember the speech, yes, so that's gonna happen in reality. Aditya, I can see you laughing.
Don't do
Okay.
it. Like, don't make it a reality.
I hope you show up for May month's meeting, given the lion doesn't taste you.
Cool.
Okay. Now, I think that's all the guests. I hope there are no hidden frequent guests within the members that I'm forgetting to introduce. So control back to the general evaluator. Hi guys, I'm your general evaluator for the day. Let me introduce my tag team. This is not a usual meeting, so we won't have a table topic session. We'll have 4 prepared speeches and I'll be evaluating throughout the meeting, but I won't be doing it alone. I have 3 tag role players with me who are going to help me with that. So, Timer, please introduce yourself and give an introduction to your role, although I'm pretty sure everybody in this meeting already knows. Is that a guest?
Yeah. Hello guys, I'm Pooja, Toastmaster Pooja. I'm your timer today. So for the prepared speeches, the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. So the green card will be displayed. Are you guys able to see the green card?
Toastmaster Pooja, your video is off. You'll have to turn it on.
Yeah, actually, I have a problem with my camera, so I couldn't turn on my video. I was sharing my window. Okay, fine. I'll find it.
Not visible.
Okay. So for prepared speeches, the timing is from the green card will be displayed at 5 minutes, and the yellow card will be displayed at 6 minutes, and the red card will be displayed at 7 minutes, and it will be shown till the speaker finishes the speech, and a buffer time of 30 seconds is granted. For the table topics, timing is 1 to 2 minutes. The green card will be displayed at 1 minute. The yellow card will be displayed at 1 minute 30 seconds. The red card will be displayed at 2 minutes, and it will be shown till the speaker finishes the speech. A buffer time of 30 seconds will be granted. And for the evaluation, the timing is 2 to 3 minutes. The green card will be displayed at 2 minutes. The yellow card will be displayed at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and the red card will be displayed at 3 minutes. And it will be shown till the speaker finishes the speech, presenting the evaluation report. Buffer time of 30 seconds will be granted. All the best prepared speakers. Thank you.
Thank you, Timer Pooja, for clearly introducing your roles. Please do check if the presentation is working and if the speakers are able to see your timer
I'll
card.
check up. I'll check up.
Okay, thank you. Next up, I request the accountant to introduce themselves.
Hello, everyone. I am your counter for the day. Again, I promise this is not going to become a habit, but yes, I've decided to take this role up again. I will be counting your filler words like your stutters, your pauses, like so, words that aren't necessarily supposed to be there and might hamper the understanding and flow of the speech. And this is purely a report to see how you can improve yourself. That's all it is. And I hope we don't have many hours or ums at the end of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, accountant. Now I request the grammarian to introduce themselves.
Hi everyone, I am Toastmaster Kalyani and I'll be the grammarian for the day. So I'll be checking your grammar uses, and as part of the role, I have to give the word for the day if I'm right, which I almost forgot. And yeah, so the word for the day is urbane, which is a synonym for classy. It's spelled as Urbane. I'll post it in the chat box. And a usage of the word urbane would be she describes her friend as urbane and charming. So yeah, all the best to the prepared speakers and thank you.
Thank you, grammarian Toastmaster Kalyani. Now I think we can move ahead. We all four of us.
One moment, please, Roshni. Toastmaster Kalyani, could you put the word of the day in the chat just so we don't forget it and have more opportunities? Sorry about that.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. And yeah, with that, all 4 of us will come back by the end of the meeting with our report. And I saw one guest. Is he still there? Okay, I think the person left. It was somebody named Mohan. But okay, cool. So let's get started. Are we all ready? Give me some random emoji you find in the chat. Appropriate emojis only. Okay, I see a raise hand. Ishita, is that your choice?
It was that.
Okay, yeah. I want everybody to drop one emoji in the chat box. so that we can look back at it, not just a reaction that will disappear in thin air. Let it appropriate emojis only. I'll have the essay remove the inappropriate ones. Yeah. Okay, cool. So then we should get started without any delay. Our first prepared speaker is delivering their L1P4, Toastmaster Ashwin. But before I welcome him, I welcome his individual evaluator, Toastmaster Subhashni.
Good evening, everyone. So today, my speaker, Toastmaster Ashwin, will be delivering his L1P4. Now, what is this project? This project has 3 parts. There's a first speech that will be delivered, which is what Toastmaster Ashwin will be doing today. Then after, based off of my evaluation, he will take into account all the changes and deliver a second speech. And after that second speech, he will evaluate another speaker, and that will mark the end of his level 1. And so this is the first speech of L1P4. And all the best to Toastmaster Ashwin. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Subhashni. Now, Toastmaster Ashwin, I don't have any of your titles, so the prepared speakers, please do feel free to send me your titles in the WhatsApp chat or the Teams chat. So, Toastmaster Ashwin, please take the stage. Can I get
Am I audible?
Can I get your speech title in the chat?
All right.
I see some naughty emojis on the chat. Scam projects, Toastmaster Ashwin, scam projects. Over to you.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Hello, everyone. So science projects are one of the biggest scams that occur in school. That's a statement. In chemistry, every second student would be making the same volcano which has been made previous years. Have any of you made a volcano? I hope you haven't. Pouring vinegar into baking soda, which would blast poof. Now, let me tell you, India may not have a single active volcano, but my school definitely had one every other day. Now, these are the same guys who'd be growing up and then put Mentos inside Coke and take videos of it and post it on YouTube. Now, these are the innovators of the modern world. But one thing is true. In India, parents help a lot when it comes to science projects. You want to know why? Because otherwise, we would just go and buy from the market. And so knowing this, my mom would just do most of the projects for me in junior school. And I would just oversee her do the work. I used to role play doing mom. Amma, you're not doing your 100%. I feel like you could give more. You're not giving your 100%. You have more potential, mom. And after that, my mom gave up on me. She knew I'm a lost cause. But this was back in 6th and 7th grade. And the biggest scam that took place in school was in eighth grade for me. We had a physics teacher in school who would make projects and sell them back to us. Her name was Rita ma'am. She had 4 degrees, BSc, MSc, PhD, MBA. You see this cocktail of overqualified degrees? She might be having a PhD, but her behavior was one of an MBA. So she had a shop of projects open in her house. And I went to her house after prolonged begging from my mom for money to buy a science project. And so I went in, and she made me sit on the side for a while as she was doing some of her daily rituals. As I looked around the house, I saw this photograph of Isaac Newton, and it was full of dust. And I could just hear him say, at least clean me once in a day, auntie, once in a month at least. And at least once a week, give me an apple to eat at least for prasadam. After this, she showed me the various kinds of projects that she had for display. And she provided the various features that she had and the laws that applied for it. Now, my eyes were only at the price tag because all I had in my hand was a 100 rupee note from Mama. And as soon as she showed me a 100 rupee project, I was like, yes, ma'am, I'll take this project. Thank you. This law is really good. Now, you see, because of Miss Marketing strategies here, her image took a beating the next day in school. So in class, it was, as usual, noisy. And the all famous dialogue shows up. Why is everyone shouting? Is this a fish market? Someone from the crowd shouts, Ma'am, the market is in your house. I would like to meet your parents, son. Ma'am, just take this 20 rupees and finish this off now. We don't have all day. So yeah, my class was ahead of its time. So next day we had our Viva project. And I was standing outside the physics lab with all the other kids who were having their projects. And I saw the guy in front of me and the guy behind me had the same project that I had. He told me this was the cheapest one, nah? You see this line that you see here, right? That's called the poverty line of kids. So, but again, innovation was zero in our school. But I only had two things in mind at that day. Who was the examiner? Is he strict? And how was the Viva going for everyone else ahead me? So I popped my head in and I looked inside the physics lab. And the examiner is Rita, ma'am. You see the levels to this scam. First, she takes money from us for the project. And now if this doesn't work, it means that she'll tell what is wrong with us. This is what politicians do for a living, but I wouldn't go there too much. So anyway, all the last benchers and problem makers were ahead of me giving their first Viva. The first guy goes in, zero effort, knowing that this is an unserious Viva. He takes a piece of paper, tears it apart, takes a scale, rubs it in his hair, and tells, ma'am, static electricity. The same scale, he gets a beating from ma'am. That's guy number one. Guy number two has made a seismograph. So for people who don't know what a seismograph is, it's a machine that makes graph of earthquakes. You see, he tied a sketch pen to a thread, held it by his hand, and kept a piece of paper under it, and just kept telling, ma'am, shake the table, this is a virtual earthquake. Of course, looking at all this, I thought I'd never have a chance. All these donkeys. The next guy did not even put this much effort. He goes in and he says, and ma'am is confused. What is this? Ma'am, left hand thumb rule. And that's when it realized how genius of a guy this guy is. Ma'am says, isn't this a theoretical project? Why it has no practical? Ma'am, it's integrated with my body, ma'am. Hence practical. Now the genius of this guy is that he's showing left hand thumb rule using his right hand. He's lost the plot right there. After this comes my chance, the great Ashwin. I go in and the first question pops. So Ashwin, how does this work? Well, ma'am, I asked the same question to you yesterday and you didn't answer that. Okay, never mind. Which principle is this based on? Corruption? Okay, Ashwin, never mind. Okay, we need to pretend that everybody is watching. So we need to act as if this is a Viva. I became such a big fan of Rita, ma'am. She had 4 degrees and she's proficient at acting as well. Then she asks, this is based on Newton's third law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Yes, ma'am. That's like how I gave you 100 rupees. You're going to give me back 100 marks for the Viva, right? Now, don't get too smart with me, Ash. That's verbatim. Ashwin Sridhar, whole name is what she told. And immediately after that, the principal walks into the lab. And that's when I changed my face and I went in. Ma'am, now if you don't give me 100 marks, I'd put a complaint and the action will be directly reacted by the principal over there. And that's enough physics for you, ma'am. Of course, certain aspects of this monologue may have been exaggerated, but now after that, I managed to pass my 8th grade. With that concludes my story. Thank you.
I cannot agree or disagree. I have no comments related to the speech. I did not listen to the speech. If you can erase my face from this recording, well and good to go. Yeah, not even going to say thank you. I'm acknowledging your speech. Now, next up, we have our second prepared speaker for the day, Toastmaster Damini. And before I invite her, I would like to call her individual evaluator, Toastmaster Roshni. So, hi guys, I'm here to evaluate Toastmaster Damini's L1P2, which is our second speech right after our icebreaker. The purpose of this speech is for
the speaker to put down a script which has purpose and write a speech with purpose and deliver it. Toastmaster Damini, please drop your speech title on the chat box or the WhatsApp chat box. I request the next two speakers also to do it, Toastmaster Vishal and Toastmaster Ishita. Please send the titles. Eternal Sunshine. Wow. Eternal Sunshine, Toastmaster Damini, Eternal Sunshine. Over to you.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Imagine a world where you could erase memories. A world where pain of heartbreak, the string of betrayal, weight of regret could simply be wiped away. That is the premise of the film Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Good evening, my dear Toastmasters. I must confess, I am no movie buff, and I have hardly watched a few movies. And even then, very few of them have had enough of an impact on me to stay with me besides my terrible memory. This is one such film. In Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, we're introduced to Joel and Clementine, two individuals who undergo a procedure to erase their memories of each other after a painful breakup. As their memories unravel in reverse, we're drawn into a whirlwind of emotions. We witness them through the vivid landscape of Joel's past memories, all the way from the strained end to the effortless, hopeful beginning. But as the movie progresses, we see the age-old question rise to the surface. Is it really better to forget? Now, if this ability existed in today's world, would we have really still chosen to go through all the turmoil that we have gone through? I mean, personally, I believe that we always take the path that is the most easily available to us. And who's to say, maybe a lot of your lives and maybe my life would be a lot different now if we were ever given such an option. Because why wouldn't we want to get rid of those things that bring us so much pain to remember it each time? What if we removed the systemic inconvenience that this type of pain causes in our daily lives? Isn't it really tempting to just think that you could have avoided all those tears and the hurt in the process? Sure, by doing so, it might make our lives more efficient, maybe a lot happier. Our interactions would be far freer and more uninhibited. We would not be carrying around this emotional baggage with us that we got from those that have caused us this past hurt. By choosing to forget, by choosing this option, it would be like living in an alternate universe where we never even encountered them in the first place. So none of this could have really even happened. The timeline is the same, but it's like this whole storyline, this whole plot B of your life never took place. But I think what we should remember is that our memories are not merely recollections. They're what make us real. Each memory, whether a happy one or a painful one, shapes how we see the world. And by shaping our perception, ultimately defines who we are. And yet, something that is brought to our notice is how fragile, delicate, and perhaps most importantly, forgettable these memories are. As Joel's memories are erased systematically, we are forced to confront the possibility that these moments that we cherish so closely to our heart could be lost at any moment. We feel the pain that led him to that decision to forget and the desperation with which his mind clings on to his memories, paradoxically, although he is the one who chose to make that decision. He knew that he would forget, but his mind does not wish to let go. Fragments of his love,
that refuse to leave him fully. Those pieces that are left behind, which do not have any more meaning because they do not have a bigger picture or puzzle to be fit into. Much like our lives, our memories are bittersweet reminders that tie us to our past selves. And by letting these go, we would be losing a part of ourselves that we could truly never get back. The people in our lives are who make it worth living. And they mold us in ways that are incomprehensible to us. We may never know. Maybe a friend of yours in second grade said something one day like, oh, I don't like the color yellow. And you might have lied about it to fit in with them. But you still don't like the color yellow. True story. By wiping these memories out, by wiping these people out of your life, there would be no more purpose to be who we are today. Which brings me to something more important. Pain is a part of the human experience. The hurt that we feel is inevitable. While the pain of our heartbreak might seem unbearable, it also stands as a testament to the depth of the emotions we can feel. It serves as a reminder of our capacity to feel love, the leap of faith that we take, the hope that we have, knowing that love is intertwined with pain and loss. From eternal sunshine, we can take away that pain is not something to be feared or avoided, but rather something to be embraced and confronted, ultimately transcended. But before I conclude, I can't just, knowing me, I have to bring in my favorite band in some way or another. So, in the immortal words of 21 Pilots, sometimes you've got to bleed to know that you're alive and have a soul. Just as love has the power to pierce us, it also has the power to heal us, to transform us, to make us better than we could have ever been. And it is this love and this pain that make us truly alive. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dominic. I think after this speech, everybody is in their own train of thought, thinking, where is that button that would let me erase all the painful memories? But then you finish saying, it's a blessing to feel pain. We'll discuss about that in the evaluation session. Okay, so how are you all feeling? We have 2 more speeches. Give me some reactions. Reactions, not in the chat box. We have spammed the chat already. Show me that you're awake. Okay. The people who have your videos turned off, I'm really suspicious if you're there. Show some reactions. Okay. Okay, I see everybody. I have noted people who didn't react. Next time I'll be the TTM and I'll choose my victims and you know who they will be. Okay, now let's move ahead to our third speech for the day, delivered by Toastmaster Vishal. But before I call Toastmaster Vishal, I would like to call his individual evaluator, Toastmaster Hemni. Toastmaster Hemni, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Roshni. So today Vishal is going to deliver his level 1 project 2, which is writing a speech with purpose. So in this speech, all I will see is his speech and the structure or everything regarding to his script, not completely towards his speech, the basic speech and also the script. So this is the basic thing I'll be evaluating for his speech. All the best, Vishal. Back to Toastmaster Roshni.
Thank you, Toastmaster Roshni. Oh my God, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. Thank you, Toastmaster Hemni. I didn't finish it, okay? Erase the recording. Okay, this is embarrassing. Thank you, Toastmaster Hemni. Now I would like to call upon the third speaker for today, Toastmaster Vishal. Change, Toastmaster Vishal, change. Over to you.
So hello everyone. Um, okay, so what is change? So is change when Kobe Bryant, considered one of the greatest basketball players, had the decision that he was going to dominate the sport? Or was it when CR7, famously called as Cristiano Ronaldo, thought he was going to become the greatest footballer in the history of football? So I'm here to talk about that one particular point in an a person's timeline when he decides, that he's going to do something, he decides what he's going to do exactly. It's that one pivotal change which flips his life around into the better side. So, good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I'm here to put forward my thoughts on change, the pivotal change, that one particular time when that particular individual, grows by a huge factor, that exponential growth. And hopefully, you guys ponder on it as well. So, moving to Lisbon, Portugal was a significant step for young Cristiano Ronaldo because it marked the initial stages of his professional football career, right? And so moving to Lisbon, now that could mean change for him, right? Because had he not moved to Lisbon, we won't have a Cristiano Ronaldo today. And that would be really bad for football. And some changes, another aspect of change would, some changes inspire us to make bigger changes, as in the case of, Elon Musk. So think about all the companies he has today, right? So he has Starlink, Tesla Motors, SpaceX, and all of this didn't happen simultaneously. The positive result of change in one company had a similar effect in the others. And today we know how amazing all of these companies are. And so, Elon Musk, he made that one decision at some point of time to become the greatest entrepreneur slash industrialist slash, the business minded guy, the guy he is today. And so, starting Tesla, SpaceX, and, if you're not aware, there's a company called the Boring Company, and it's an underground tunnel construction company of Elon Musk. And I have no idea why he chose to name it the Boring Company, but the primary objective of this was to reduce road traffic congestion on the surface by creating an underground network of tunnels. So he wanted to make underground transportation possible. And that's really interesting, right? So the key takeaway from this is to go all in on what you believe. And that's what he did. And he's where he is today because he did that. And then yes, so I could mention a bunch of different personalities like himself, but the main thing is that pivotal change, right? And how could one, bring about this massive change? I would say it's by micro actions, right? Because change requires actionable steps. And these actionable steps would lead to what I would like to call the thing. Now, this thing can be anything, like maybe learning a new skill or going to the gym consistently or anything, any short term goals we have to fulfill that first. So let me tell you a short list, and it's a list of things that are not doing the thing. So here's a list of things that are not doing the thing. So preparing to do a thing is not doing the thing. Scheduling time to do a thing isn't doing the thing. Making a to do list to do the thing isn't doing a thing. Writing a banger tweet about how you're going to do the thing isn't doing a thing. Hating on yourself for not doing the thing isn't doing a thing. Hating on others who have done the thing isn't doing a thing. Hating on the obstacles on the way to you doing the thing isn't doing the thing. Fantasizing about all the adoration you will receive once you do the thing isn't doing the thing. The only thing that is doing the thing is doing the thing. And this is a really interesting piece I read somewhere, so I had to include this. And yeah, that's one aspect of it. And moving on, change also brings or invites conflict. Because when you take the example of Elon Musk again, you see, what's he worth now? $300 billion, right? And so why is he buying Twitter? Like he bought Twitter about a year back. So what's he doing buying Twitter when he's worth $300 billion? Yeah. He's already running SpaceX. He's running Tesla Motors. You got these trucks that all of us are waiting for. Yeah. And you got to figure out what you're going to do with the rock that you threw at the glass and the glass broke, right? So you got to fix that. And how many kids do you have? You have 9 to 10 kids. You're always doing interviews with people, always on podcasts. How do you have time to sleep, right? So you could ask this question: why did he buy Twitter? What's his plan? His future flow of events? What's in his mind? And say within the next 3 to 5 years, he becomes a trillionaire, with a capital T. And what do you think he's doing? When is he going to vacation? Is he going to take some time off? No, I don't think so, because when the world thinks he's doing it for the money, he's on a mission, right? And I just think what Elon Musk is doing is really impressive, and the changes that he had in his life is something that everyone must, you know, know, I guess. Yes, so that's it. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Vishal. I would like for you to give the speech to me on demand whenever I request for it, because we all make the endless to-do list and we think, hey, I accomplished it. I made a plan to do it. But then did I do it? No. So I'm still in square one. Thank you for giving us a reality check there. So let's move on to our final speech for the day from Toastmaster Ishita. But before I call upon Toastmaster Ishita to deliver her L1 P2, I'll call her individual evaluator, Toastmaster Aarti, to establish the purpose of the speech. Toastmaster Aarti,
Thank you, General Evaluator, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, I'll be evaluating our Vice President membership, Toastmaster Ishita, on her Level 1 Project 2, which is writing a speech with a purpose. The purpose of the project is to learn or review basic methods of writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. And I will be evaluating her based on clarity, vocal variety, eye contact, gestures, audience awareness, comfort level, and the specific and general purpose of the speech. So all the very best, Toastmaster Ishita. Back to General Evaluator.
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Aarti, for establishing the purpose clearly. Modern Stoicism: how to use ancient philosophy to perfect modern life. Toastmaster Ishita, Modern Stoicism: how to use ancient philosophy to perfect modern life. Over to you.
Yeah, can you hear me clearly? Okay. So, ever feel overwhelmed by the daily grind? Traffic jam, overflowing inboxes, and a constant barrage of social media notifications? It can make anyone long for a simpler time, right? But what if I told you there is a philosophy older than the printing press itself that can equip you to navigate through these very real modern struggles? Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Today I'm going to talk about a philosophy that has stood the test of time and can profoundly impact our modern lives: Stoicism. So here's the core idea. Happiness doesn't come from external factors that we cannot control, like the traffic jam or the number of likes on a latest post. It comes from focusing on what we can control: our thoughts, reactions, actions. So, originating in Greece, Stoicism offers timeless wisdom and practical principles that are highly relevant in fast-paced, complex world.
So firstly, let's understand what Stoicism is all about. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and accept what we cannot. It emphasizes the importance of rational thinking, resilience, and virtue in the face of challenges. It encourages us to cultivate inner peace regardless of external circumstances. One of the key teachings of Stoicism is the dichotomy of control. So this is to recognize that some things are within our power, such as our thoughts, reactions, attitudes, while the others, like the weather outside today, or other people's opinion, for example, your opinion about me is beyond my control. So to focus on what we can control and to letting go of what we cannot can reduce our stress and we can live our lives more contentedly. Another important teaching of Stoicism is the cultivation of virtue. So Stoics believe that true happiness and fulfillment comes by leading a virtuous life, characterized by courage, justice, wisdom, and temperance. By aligning our actions with these virtues, we can lead a more meaningful and a purposeful life. Stoicism also highlights the importance of mental toughness and resilience. So life is full of challenges and ups and downs, but Stoics view obstacles as opportunities for growth and learning. By developing a resilient mindset, we can turn obstacles into stepping stones towards success and bounce back way stronger from adversity. Stoicism also helps us to differentiate between preferences and necessities. We all have different desires, right? Like a fancy job or a dream job, a fancy car. But Stoicism encourages us to classify them as preferences and not as necessities. So this way, when life throws a crave ball on us, we won't get devastated. So now you all might be wondering how to incorporate Stoicism into our day-to-day life. It starts with self-reflection and introspection. Take time each day to examine your thoughts, reactions, actions. Ask yourself whether these align with the Stoic principles and whether all these are really contributing towards your self-growth and development. In today's hyper-connected world, where we are bombarded with information and distractions, Stoicism offers a much-needed antidote. It encourages you to practice mindfulness, to be in the moment, and to focus on what at the end of the day truly matters. By decluttering our minds and simplifying our lives, we can experience more clarity and fulfillment. Make it a point to practice gratitude and acceptance. Instead of dwelling on what you don't have and focusing on what you cannot change, focus on what you have and the opportunities before you. Embrace challenges as learning opportunities and setbacks as opportunities for resilience. At the end, Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it's a way of life. So let's embrace Stoic principles to navigate life's ups and downs with grace, resilience, and wisdom. Let us harness the wisdom of ancient philosophy to perfect our modern lives and to create a more meaningful and fulfilling existence. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ishita. Okay, I would like to ask one specific question to Toastmaster Hemni. Do you remember speeches being more self-improvement and thought and action-oriented before? Like, it used to be more fun, right? Not that most of the speeches today weren't fun, but then I feel happy that you guys are leaning in this side. I thought I was the only weirdo in this side. Now I don't feel weird anymore because I have all of you here. Hemni? During our
Yes.
days, it used to be some embarrassing story, right? Every speech is some embarrassing story.
These people are different, I guess. I don't know. It's fine. It's okay. New learning with every speech.
Yeah, I'm just making conversation with the grandma, the IPP. Like back in our days, speeches used to be like that. But look at today's speeches. One was fun, but we are not giving any comments officially during the duration of this meeting about it. It was scam projects and all the other things. Look at it. It's like thought provoking, pondering, looking at the deep truth inside our hearts. Eternal sunshine, change, modern stoicism. I never expected that to be something to be spoken in the meeting when it's not specifically from my mouth. So I'm like so stunned from today's meeting. It's so urbane, grammarian. It's so urbane. Okay, now that's all the speeches. All 4 speeches were too good today, except the first one. I am not accepting or neglecting it. It's there. Toastmaster Ashwin, thank you for that. So I think with that we can move to our evaluation session. Is my tag team ready? Can I get thumbs up from all of you, like the tag team? Okay, I see the. Okay, I don't see the timer. Timer doesn't have a video. Okay, so I'll come back with my general evaluators report. And tag team is also there. But before that, we'll have to leave Toastmaster Hemni early. We'll have the individual evaluation session. First off, I'll call Toastmaster Vishal's individual evaluator, Toastmaster Hemni, to deliver her evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Roshni. Apologies. I think almost every online meeting I'll be like, give me first individual evaluation or give me first prepared speak. I'll speak and I'll go out of the meeting. It's not like I'm not interested or I don't want to be. It's just I've been home, so I don't want to, Fine. My home circumstances are a little bit different when it comes to online meetings. I hope you guys understand. Fine. Coming to Toastmaster Vishal's speech. Right. So as I told initially, I will evaluate mostly on his script than on his speech. At end, I'll just evaluate roughly on his speech. So coming to his script, whenever we write a speech, when we sit on writing a script, the three things which we mainly focus is opening, body, and conclusion, right? So that same thing was followed in Toastmaster Vishal's speech today, right? So he had a very good opening, like when he told about what changes, and then he started giving examples, so a perfect way of opening your speech. Then he slowly made a transition to his body, where he grabbed our attention by starting he started explaining us how the examples he mentioned in his opening had changed in their life, and then he started explaining about that clearly. And then the best part in his body I felt was how he told us how, like, what things not to do that thing, right? So I really like that particular thing, right? So when Toastmaster Vishal was delivering this particular point about things not to do that thing, we all expected, our expectations were like on the top of mountain. But then as soon as that was done, he immediately went to the conclusion of speech. But at least what I felt was that where we were at top of mountain, the conclusion didn't reach, so it was just like direct from top of mountain we dropped. It was not that smooth transition. So I would like to recommend Toastmaster Vishal to maybe improve on that conclusion part, because we had a great expectation and then it was suddenly like a steep. So that maybe can be improved. Apart from that, I feel that your script had a great thing, so I think this is your second project, and in second project giving such script is amazing, to be honest. Next, coming to delivery of your speech, I would like to recommend few things. One was, I don't know if it's because it's online meeting or what, but I could constantly see that your expression was this, and then it was like somewhere apart from your laptop, right? So this made us feel like you're seeing somewhere else. So that was a little bit distracting. Maybe that could be improved. Then the second thing was you were pretty nervous, that was visible. Like at one point you became nervous and that was clearly visible. So maybe from next time you can, improve on this particular part, that even if you're nervous, it takes little time to master that. But even when you're nervous, not showing that you're nervous is something, a great improvement. So I think that will be one of the thing I would recommend, suggest you. So overall, your structure was great, and your specific and general purpose was met. Apart from that, you can improve on your eye contact and your nervousness. Yeah, that's all from my side. Back to general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jamie. I hope Toastmaster Vishal got his feedback. Now let's go back to the audience. But before Toastmaster Jamie, don't leave yet. Small interruption, we are bending rules. We'll take a group photo before Toastmaster Jamie leaves. Okay, please take over.
Hi, can everyone please turn on your videos? One more minute, guys.
Toastmaster Shubhashri, my jaw is hurting. Is it done?
Clarity is a bit bad, so I was trying to find it another way, but I will take it once more. Just once more, last try. Yes, it's done.
Sorry for interrupting, Toastmaster Roshni. Thank you so much, everyone. And yeah, I'll be leaving now. Thank you for waiting and then taking the group photo. So yeah, thank you so much and bye-bye. Have a great evening.
Bye, Toastmaster Jamie. Okay, now who all turned on your video for the photo? Please keep it turned on. It's just evaluation session. Let's keep it turned on. I know you guys have a camera. Just come on. Yes, Parvati, you too? Cool. Okay, now back to our evaluation marathon, similar to PS marathon. Hope you got it. Back to our order. I'll have Toastmaster Subhashni here to evaluate Toastmaster Ashwin. Over to you, Toastmaster Subhashni.
Give me just a second. நாங்க நிறுத்தி வச்சிருக்கேன் காலையில் விடும்போது கீழே மடக்கி வை. Is my video visible? Okay. My video isn't visible for me, so that is kind of confusing. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Before I begin, congratulations to Master Ashwin on completing the first part of your L1 P4. Just as I paid you 100 rupees, you give me 100 marks. What a great delivery. It's filled with humor that remains urbane. I've always appreciated Toastmaster Ashwin's ability to mix humor. I don't do humor. It took me so long to come up with one speech that is humorous but also borderline offensive to certain groups of people. But there was the humor was so casual, and I really, really enjoyed it. There was a good use of vocal variety, especially at the beginning of the speech. It started off with a very, very catchy hook that took us all down the memory lane. and it was really, really interactive in the beginning. A very good use of hand gestures, especially in online meetings, right? It's you don't know what to do in online meetings, and I really felt that Toastmaster Ashwin managed to use his hand gestures a lot in a really good way, especially with the project demonstrations, the poverty line. It was a really nice use of hand gestures. I also liked it when there was a whole conversational bit where he all went, Amma, you can do better. You're not putting in your 100%. Those were really nice. Those were really nice bits. And the vocal variety, as I already mentioned, was really, really, really good. I also liked there was a great use of intonation throughout the speech. So especially when he said, when he had points like, she had 4 degrees. I'm unable to replicate it, but it was the intonation that worked just so that it is humorous, and it was really effortless. Now, moving on to things that I think could have been improved. Now, I was unable to check for his eye contact. I think I was unable to find Toastmaster Ashwin's eyes. So I think for online meetings, he should be seated in a place where there's light that falls on his eyes, so that so that we can evaluate his eye contact as well. Now, I really enjoyed the vocal variety, as I said before. In the beginning, it was a lot more condensed. There was proper vocal variety, but I felt that it sort of fizzled out as he came towards the conclusion. So I think it would be better if the vocal variety is sort of maintained throughout the speech. And the conclusion, while the overall speech was really good, the conclusion I felt fell a bit flat. It was like you're standing on a rug and the rug is suddenly pulled off. Now, I like the pace, and it works really well for the conversational style of speech that has been delivered, but I think maybe it can be worked on in case it's a different type of speech, especially, and that this might not translate to a different type. So overall, great vocal variety and hand gestures and intonation, and I think you can work on displaying your eye contact and having vocal variety throughout. Thank you. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Subhashini. That was a beautiful evaluation for Toastmaster Ashwin's no comment speech. We enjoyed it, Ashwin, but we are not accepting or rejecting it for the 5th time in this meeting. Now, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Aarti, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Ishita. Over to you, Toastmaster Aarti.
Thank you, General Evaluator, and hello everyone once again. First, I would like to congratulate Toastmaster Ishita on finishing her level 1 project 2. Coming to her speech, it's about stoicism. So she had started with what, and then she transitioned to why is it important, and she concluded it with how to implement it in our real life. So the structure was very clear. She had given us ideas. She gave us a lot of information about stoicism, and yeah, it was an informative speech. So it was the speech clarity, the structure, everything was good. So she did fulfill the project objective, which is to write a speech with a well-defined purpose. So good job on that. Coming to my evaluation, the good parts about your speech. First thing, clarity. The speaker was very clear. Whatever she told was spoken with clarity, and the purpose was also conveyed with clarity. Another thing, eye contact. Of course, it was towards the screen. So, I mean, yeah, in online meetings, we can't really judge eye contact, but yeah, her eye contact was generally towards the screen, which is a good thing. And gestures. She tried to include gestures, which is a great thing. However, it would be better if you stand so that the gestures are more visible. But yeah, Toastmaster Ishita did try to incorporate gestures in her speech. Coming to improvements, first thing, audience interaction. There was no audience interaction throughout the speech. So you can try to incorporate audience interaction in your future speeches. And there was very limited vocal variety as well. Vocal variety can somehow improve your comfort level, even though Toastmaster Ishita was very comfortable while delivering her speech. Vocal variety can show how much you're more comfortable while delivering a particular speech. But yeah, vocal variety is something that you would probably try to master in your next project, L1, V3. So that's not an issue. Coming to my suggestions, My main suggestion to Toastmaster Ishka would be to include audience interaction and at least a small element of humor, because when it comes to informative speech, it's like most of the audience won't listen to it. Only some part of the audience would listen. So audience interaction and humor are two elements which would garner the attention of the audience. So try to include those in your future projects. Overall, I enjoyed Toastmaster Ishita's speech and I'm looking forward to hear more of her speeches. So all the best, Toastmaster Ishita. Back to General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arti. That was a beautiful evaluation. Now, okay, thank you, Toastmaster Arti, for this beautiful evaluation of Toastmaster Ishita's speech. Now, bear with me, guys. It's going to be a long stretch. Individual evaluators, central evaluators, president's closing address. But then I'll have the tag team come and save the day. So I'll give my individual evaluation, the last individual evaluation for the day, for Toastmaster Damini's speech, which was Eternal Sunshine. So control to me. I have the control now. I'll deliver the individual evaluator evaluation. Okay. Congratulations, Toastmaster Damini. You've successfully completed your L2P1. The speech is all about purpose. Did your speech have a purpose? Did it make us think that our entire life could be a different version if it was all a lie? Your purpose was there and you made it happen. It was more like a hypothetical ponderance for all of us. We started with a banger question. A question that we all know will not happen, but we will be still curious. I'll just call Toastmaster Arti and ask her, you have 3 wishes. What will you ask to the God, and whatever you ask, God will give? She knows it's not possible, but she'll still think of the 3 wishes. That's human mind's greed or wish or hope. So you clicked on that superpower, something that we've been doing from our childhood. You used it once for good. So the listeners were curious from the start of, okay, what is she trying to tell? She's trying to give me a button that could erase all my memories. Sure, maybe by the end of the speech, she'll give me the link or something. They're curious, they're listening. So that was a very good start. And most of the speech was like you pondering, and we are traveling with you in the same boat. And by the end of the speech, it almost synced where you expose the truth that pain is a blessing and we have to accept it. Yeah, thank you for bringing us back to the shore of reality. But it was a very good speech, and its purpose was very much fulfilled. I'm satisfied in that. And that's only what I should be evaluating. But I will give you some suggestions to give more justice to your speech, because let's imagine a sphere. It has eyes, nose, and a mouth, only that. So it's delivering a speech shouldn't be equal to what we are delivering. We have hands, we have shoulders, we have entire body, background, air to breathe, everything. So if we use all of that and our vocal variety, it's going to be far more better of a justice to the content that you're trying to convey, given that you're struggling for 7 minutes to deliver that content to the audience. So it will reach the audience better if you use all of the other tools, which are not primary to this project, but secondary. So the suggestions would be, your speech had good structure. Now all these parameters, they're all positive, but to the level of 3.7 or 4, and the rest is for improvement. So it's a double-sided compliment here. It had a very good structure, although the distinguishing between could have been more clear. The opening, body, and conclusion. It had a very good flow to it. The vocal variety, you had intonations while quoting things and bringing your conclusion and the beginning, all of it, but I felt it was monotonous. You had intonations, but it was in the same tone. So I think that's somewhere you can work. And again, eye contact. I don't know if that's the script or you trying to stick with the script. I thought that was making you nervous. In case you feel like you're forgetting something, go with the flow, because the content is yours and nobody is going to. Can you take the script? The content is yours and nobody will know if you're not telling what you're trying to tell. And the gestures. But I loved it all. One final recommendation would be, you asked a question, right? You could have added an element of interaction where audience got to answer, because most of the speech it had a question, more or not often. So it was like, is she asking the answer? Okay, she didn't ask it. Okay, I'm not going to answer. So that was there. So next time, wait for answer. That I think the speech is good. Thank you. Oh, it's back to me. The individual evaluation session is over. Back to the general evaluators. Now I would like to call upon my tag team to deliver the tag reports, starting from timer Toastmaster Pooja. Over to you.
Yeah. Hello, guys. So for the tag team report, the timer, Toastmaster Ashwin did his prepared speech for 6 minutes 55 seconds. Toastmaster Damini for 6 minutes 46 seconds. Toastmaster Vishal for 6 minutes 21 seconds. Toastmaster Ishita 5 minutes and 23 seconds. And for the individual evaluation, Toastmaster Subhashini did it for 3 minutes 5 seconds. Toastmaster Roshni for 4 minutes. And Toastmaster Hemini 3 minutes 21 seconds. And Toastmaster Aarti 2 minutes 43 seconds. With that, over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, timer Toastmaster Pooja. Next, I would like to call upon the counter, Toastmaster Aditya. Over to you.
Good evening, everyone. It's been an urban meeting so far, very professional, liking it. And for our counter report today, Toastmaster Subhashini, you had one and one stutter. Toastmaster Roshni, you had one 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 and 2 years and one stutter. Toastmaster Ashwin, you had one and 4 ands. Toastmaster Damini, you had one one but and one stutter. Toastmaster Hemini, you had 3 ums, 4 1 and 2 so's. Toastmaster Vishal, you had 4 ands, 2 so's, 3 unos and 3 yas. Toastmaster Aarti, you had 10 1 and 3 so's, 5 yas and 1 stutter. Toastmaster Ishita, 3 so's. And Toastmaster Pujashri, 3 That is the tag team report for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya. Now I would like to call upon the grammarian, Toastmaster Kalyani, to deliver the report. Over to you.
So, as it's my first time being the grammarian, I tried my level best. So, to start with, I go on to the first speech. So, I'd like to say prolonged begging from my mom for money can be said as prolonged begging to my mom for money, if I'm right. I'm not really sure. And instead of saying it was as usual noisy in class, I would say the class was discordant as usual. It's a word I came across today. And instead of genius of a guy, I don't know if it's grammatically correct. I don't feel it is. A more formal way would be a brilliant guy or something of sort. And the next few would be what he's going to do exactly. I would rephrase it as what exactly he's going to do. And instead of saying the business minded guy, that is very I would say that you can use it more for a casual talk as such, but not here. I would rather use a business enthusiast. And older than the printing press itself, I would not the word itself, I don't think it's required in that sentence, because when you refer to printing press, I think if you want, you can say like the first printing press or something as sort, but I don't think itself is required. And our interactions would have been more freer. The word freer can be avoided, and our interactions would have been more free. And how forgettable these memories are can instead we can say how these memories can be forgotten. And instead of saying go out of the meeting, to leave the meeting or to exit the meeting, and seeing somewhere else, I would rather use looking elsewhere, or yeah, something of sort. And special mention for the usage of the word, our President Toastmaster Roshni, she used it in this sentence, it is so urbane. Yeah. So that's it for today's tag report. Back to Toastmaster Roshni.
Toastmaster Kalyani, please specify Toastmaster Aditya also. He specifically used it right before your report.
It's fine. I'm guessing it's because of the speakers. The internet must be.
Okay. It's okay, Aditya. You also get a shout out. We both used the word of the day. Shame on you, rest of you, because you didn't get to speak. For which we have a meeting tomorrow, which you should join so that you can use the word of the day, get the shout out from the grammarian. Grammarian, give us candies or something, at least virtual candies and WhatsApp, so that our mind thinks, gives us some dopamine. Okay, now, thank you, beautiful tag team, beautiful individual evaluators, all the reports done. Now, back to me, the general evaluator. I'll give my report. Shall I give my report? Can I get some thumbs up? I feel so alone here. Can people turn on their videos? I feel so alone here. It's so awkward. I'm shy. Come on, everybody turn on your videos. Put yourself in the same shoes. Oh my god. Not even one turned on the video. Oh, okay. Secretary is here. Secretary to the rescue. I need at least 3 more faces. I am not reading the chat. 2 more faces. Come on. Oh my god. All traitors. Never mind. Today we had a strength of. Okay, one more. One more. Only one more. I'll lose hope in humanity if none of you turn on your video right now. This isn't working. Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Lady. Now on to the report. We started.
This is your video, Roshni.
I'm here. Am I visible? Am I audible? Am I really alone? Am I in the meeting? This is all an illusion.
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay. I'm audible and I'm visible. Okay. We started the meeting almost on time. Recommendation to the VP to make sure the role players are there before the meeting starts. Maybe advise everybody to join the meeting 5 minutes early, including the president. I might miss sometimes. So let's all be 5 minutes early. Let's have a chit chat before we start the meeting instead of on time of the agenda start. That, and the flyer went out good. Agenda was good. Caption was good. Kudos to the PR team. And yeah, as I told before, I didn't expect self-improvement content. I really didn't expect that. It's good, but I did false PR. I put it in my story saying 4 different people, 4 different chapters, stories. You guys didn't give a city. Next speech, please include something personal so that we get to know some tea from your life. And yeah, thank you for the tag team. The meeting flow was smooth. Everything went well. Do I have suggestions? Only for the speakers. The suggestion would be to have a better angle, better lighting. If you're able to stand, please stand so that your head is not just a sphere talking in a monotone. So that's a recommendation for the speakers and the individual evaluators. Recommendation to the audience, please keep your videos turned on so that the person who is speaking doesn't feel like they're speaking to themselves, like the furniture. It's talking to the furniture as if it's not normal. Okay, cool. So those are the recommendations. We had around 21 people attending the meeting today, and out of which 16 members were from ATC. This is so good. We are doing so good, ATC. Offline meetings, we didn't have that much strength, but online meetings having this much strength, I know it's partially due to your online class stress, but good job for showing up. Kudos to yourself. Pat yourself on the back. And 5 people external. Toastmasters Lily, the guests and the guests who showed up, and let's immediately we'll find that person and bring them back. And yeah, that's all from my side. If I left out anything, please do remind me in the chat. Now control to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Roshni. Actually, are the forms ready?
Yes, I was just waiting for you to finish.
Can you send them in the chat box? Okay, now the presiding officer staff. Really, people? Really, you guys, let me take what? Dual roles when all of you were planning to attend the meeting. Really step up and take the roles. VP, if I take 2 roles from after any meeting from this, you're held responsible. Pick people who are attending this meeting. Note these faces down and give them the roles. I don't want dual roles. It's so confusing. Okay, that's personal dump. What did we start the meeting with? We started with books and we started with emojis. That's in the chat box for people who joined late. So can I have people randomly unmute and talk about the books that they specified? What they liked or what they hated?
Can I start? Or should I let somebody else? Oh, okay, yeah. So
this is in replacement for the table topic session for the people who never got to unmute their mics. So everybody will get a chance. I know we all are at home. If the people who didn't get a chance to speak. Let's all finish our voting, establish the results, then we'll adjourn and then we all can talk. Does that sound good? Is that okay, Toastmaster Kalyani? Okay. So let's start in the participants list. Whoever didn't get unmute has to unmute. They are hunting people down. This is no form of revenge. Toastmaster Althea, what book did you drop in the chat box?
I dropped the book Jonathan Livingston Seagull, which seems fairly obvious. He's a seagull. That's what the main character is. It's by Richard Bach, and well, it's a book I actually gave to Toastmaster Anand because he loved the book and he wanted to read a sort of self-improvement book that will help him with the speech. And I hope it has, because it really shows you a perspective of what purpose in life means. And it's a really meaningful book to me. It's only 120 pages. It's 4 chapters long, but it's one of the most striking books I've read in all my years of life. So I would recommend you read the book. Also, I don't know if you meant me or the other Toastmaster. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Don't worry. The last book I read is
under different names. You're TT guy Aditya. He's tall guy Aditya.
And the last book I read is Operating Systems Concepts by Abraham Silverbad's, whatever his name is. So I wouldn't drop a book.
No, we asked for one book recommendation. Not the last book.
I joined late, but okay, I will recommend a book. I'm not done with it. I'm just nearly 30% done, but it's Acts of God by Kanan Gill. He just released it like a few months back, and I don't read much normally, but then the fact that Kanan Gill wrote a book, for people who don't know, he's a comedian and one of the best I've ever seen perform. So it is curious. It's not. I still can't understand the plot. It's called Acts of God, and it's too random. There are many random. Each chapter is a random scenario presented in a different way. There are many classifications within the book, but it's mind-boggling at first, but you'll start to understand slowly. So it is a fun book to read.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya. Please drop the name of the book and the author in the chat box. We all have. And next, I remember. Yes, Drushik. Tell us about your recommendation.
Yeah, I would like to recommend Dune Messiah. It's the second part in the Dune series. It's a sci-fi series written by Frank Herbert. And actually, you must be familiar with it because of the two movies that came out in the past 2 years, starring Timothy Chalamet. The thing is, Frank Herbert does an amazing job at transporting you to this alien world. Like, I don't mean alien as in like a phrase, and the world is actually alien. And his world building capabilities, his philosophy in these books are absolutely insane. I've never come across any other book that has such deep reflective material. Mainly, I wouldn't. I can give more views on this book, but I would end up spoiling the first one. And if anyone has time and likes to read sci-fi, please go ahead and read Dune. It's very complicated and very fun.
Thank you, guest Roshik. You might have slightly convinced me to read a fiction book.
Please do it. You'll love it. You'll love it. I'm not joking.
I have around 15 more people in this meeting who can convince me to read a fiction book. Still no guarantees. Who is the next person? I think it's Secretary, Toastmaster Pranab Bairi.
Yes. Hello. So I recommended the book For One More Day by Mitch Albom. This was actually recommended by my principal, by my school principal. And so it talks about detachment and, um, certain emotions that the protagonist has to explore. And so it's a very easy read. It's a small book, but it's it's very impactful. So the way I think about certain things has changed after reading these books, and I really recommend you give it a read. Thank you.
Is that a fiction or non-fiction book? I'm sorry, I didn't get.
I wouldn't call it fiction, but it's not like self-improvement genre either.
It's like The Seagull. Tell something non-fictional.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
I got it. Toastmaster Lily, your hand is raised.
Can I tell the book?
Yeah, give us your recommendation.
Not recommendation, but when I see people, I remember my college days when tsunami had struck 2005 or something, and I was in the hostel and I was reading a book, wonderful book, so I can't forget that book with the tsunami as well. I was on the bed and I was reading, and suddenly that pot was shaking, and that's when we know that tsunami has struck. And Deception Point. I just love that book. I think you should have heard about it. But coming from a girls' school and tamed by the parents, the first time hostelite I was. So I had wonderful friends, couple of friends like you, people who always used to have Sydney Sheldon in their hand. And that name I can't forget. Most of the people will have Sydney Sheldon book in their hand and roaming around in the hostel rooms. I don't know what they read, but I love fiction. I love science fiction. That when I read, I was like one of the savior. I like to be a scientist from childhood, something like that. Something to invent or discover, something like that. Related to science, I love science. So first time I was reading it, I just loved the way the author he'll go to one scene, suddenly he'll be on the Arctic Ocean, suddenly he'll be in US, suddenly he'll be somewhere else and coming back and collectively having this formation. I just love the way the author wrote it. Maybe I'm exaggerating because you people nowadays are like 2K kids, right? Maybe you have a different way of liking stuff, but since there's so one of the speakers spoke about stoicism, right? How the old age can be pushed into or some way can relate it. So I just love that book, Deception Point. Maybe I think that movie came, or I don't know whether the movie Dan Brown. Can't forget this writer, Dan Brown. He has written multiple books, but this book is very, very close to me because I was just imagining all that scenes diving into that sea and seeing all that stuff. I was just imagining I was that person whom I was reading. That is the impact the author had, that if you read, you'll be the person who's traveling in that scenes. I just loved it. It's not a recommendation. If you people have time, you can just have a read. That's it.
Thank you, Lily. It's a recommendation. Please do drop it in the chat box. I might request the PR team to do something creative with all these recommendations. Maybe a post for the social media. So just drop the book name and the author name. We'll see what we can do. We'll take all your collective experiences and make it some cloud. Okay. I can have one more person. Meanwhile, Subhashini, if the voting is complete, let me know so that we can adjourn and carry on. How many votes do you have?
We have 17 votes. One more person needs to vote because someone left. I think Rehan left. I'm not sure if he voted or not, but
Inform me. Rehan can't vote.
okay. So yes, then we need one more person to vote.
Who's that person? So, meanwhile, until the person votes, I'll have who is the person who has not spoken the entire meeting? Toastmaster Veda, did you speak? Did you unmute at least once? Please tell us about your recommendation.
Okay, so the most recent book I read was the Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown, and this is because of my mom. I do not like history, I do not like fiction, and she said, "You read this book, you will love it." And I read the first, not even the chapter, I read the preface or something like that in the beginning, and it describes a murder, and it got me hooked in. And I cannot, it's the best book I've read in the past year, I would say. It was so interesting, and I could see um, every single scene that they're talking about in the book, like the museum and then the streets of Paris, and it was just amazing. So, yeah, The Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown.
Thank you, Toastmaster Veda. The people who have that book in your library, right there staring at it and you're not reading it, maybe this is your cue to read it. Okay, Subhashini, do we have the votes in? Even if we don't close the vote and send me the results, or the secretary will actually kill me for not sticking to the agenda. Okay, I think that is all the awards. One more. Okay, usually I should do this with the TMOD, but we don't have the TMOD. So I prefer to do it with the G, but then we don't. I am the G, so I should do it alone without any other options. So bear with me again. The best role player, the only role player that was there was G. So I'm there. And then the best tag team role player is Toastmaster Aditya, the counter. And the best prepared speaker, he who shall not be named, Toastmaster Ashwin. The best individual evaluator, they say Toastmaster Subhashini. Congratulations, everybody, and the people who tried. Maybe next time, if I stick to the time, I will also have a chance. And people who stuck to the time, improving, will have a chance next time. So kudos to all of you in this meeting. I had a very good time. I feel I'll be energized even after the meeting. So with that, I adjourn meeting number 293. Now you all can stay back and network calls. Feel free to disconnect my words. Okay. So I think people who want to disconnect